All right, last video for this Halloween season, and I wasn't going to make this one, but I was able to complete this set today. This is the Savage World He-Man style squatty muscular 5.5-inch action figure collection by Funko. And I got mixed feelings now as a result of the last 2 days on the Funko line. I mostly love it. I 90% love it, but I've got a gripe that I'll share with you in just a little bit. Now, I am a huge fan of He-Man and the Masters Universe. So when Funko started doing this retro line of figures in that style, nobody was more excited than me. I just think it's a great idea. They're probably not that hard to make. And, you know, these things can go on display with your Masters of the Universe, your Remco Warlord, and all those great old toy lines. So let me talk about these in lieu of the horror series, and then get down. I'll get down to my gripe here at the end. They're great. These guys, right out of the package, you feel like you bought a vintage action figure, right? You feel like you bought something from the 1980s. And you feel like you bought a Masters of the Universe figure. Although it's kind of weird to pair these up with He-Man. But they're talking about Savage World. So they have done Mortal Kombat. They have done Zorn from the Son of Zorn short-lived TV show. I think they're going to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Barbarian movie figures in this style. And now they've done the horror icons. And they've done the Thundercats. And so the collection is growing. I've got a massive He-Man collection, a massive Remco collection. I've got Black Star. I've got Sectars. So these guys are just going to display great with all that. And, you know, if you want to do fun things on Instagram or whatever, you got a toy channel. Or if you just play with your toys, if you're a 40-something-year-old that plays with them. I don't really play with them much anymore, but I do like to have them on display. I do like to talk about them and what's out there. These are great. I'm not a huge horror fan. I have not seen all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies or all of the Friday the 13th movies. I've not seen any of the Hellraiser movies. Halloween, I don't think I've seen them all. Definitely haven't seen, I think when I was a kid, so I'll start with him. When I was a kid, I saw the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I have to think, what in the world were the adults in our lives thinking back then? We were grade school. I want to say 3rd grade. How old are you in 3rd grade? You're about 8. So when I was about 8 or 9, I went trick-or-treating with my friend Brandon. And I think we ended up at his cousin's house or his aunt's house. And I was just along for the ride with him and his family. We'd been trick-or-treating, had a great night. And came back to their house. They're like, hey guys, we're going to watch a movie. And watch a movie we did. And it was called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was the first one. I would imagine the most horrifying one. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones. Well, I take that back. I think one Christmas, a buddy of mine and I went to the video store, and for whatever stupid reason, we rented the second one. I don't think we got all the way through it. It was just horrendous. But that first one messed me up. That messed me up. It's a terrifying movie. Especially for an 8 or a 9-year-old to watch, and I remember having a hard time sleeping for a long time after that. So, shame on you, Brandon's aunt, for letting us watch that movie when we were so young. They probably thought it was funny. But this is Leatherface, the action figure, and man, He-Man versus Leatherface, or Clamp Champ versus Leatherface, or, you know, let Roboto obliterate Leatherface, or Man-at-Arms Mace goes up against Leatherface's chainsaw, right? I do like this guy as a figure. It's a little hard. Oh my goodness. And that, okay, here's my gripe. It just happened. It just happened. Oh, that makes me so mad. Hang on. Okay. He's got this attachment, and it just broke. It's the chainsaw attachment. I can glue it. Fortunately, it didn't break at the stem. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and do my gripe. So, yesterday, my son and I went to GameStop. GameStop's like become the new Toys R Us. They got all kinds of toys. We went down to GameStop to get the new Marvel Legends vintage wave. We wanted to get the Wasp and Hawkeye. And man, they were having a 25% off sale of toys. They had 75% off of toys that had been on clearance. So we just went nuts. We spent a lot of money, got a lot of toys. I'll be reviewing them all, hopefully. And I was like, I hadn't really dove into the Savage World horror icons. But I was like, what the heck? Let's get them. And they had Thundercats. And I've got 3 of those still in here. I found all of them except for Mum-Ra. So I bought Lion-O, Slithe, and Panthro. And Panthro's leg broke right out of the package. Snap, right out of the package. So, took him back today. They had a Panthro at another GameStop. I returned him to another GameStop. They had a Panthro. I grabbed it, got it in the car, just to be certain, everything was fine. Opened it up, snap. The other leg, right out of the package. Panthro, Funko, Savage World, Thundercats. The legs broke twice each time I bought it. So, tried to call Funko to see about customer service, and they've got it set up to where you have to email Funko. It was a Funko purchase, and if you bought a Funko product from the retailer, you just have to go see the retailer. So basically, you have to tell GameStop, hey, can you guys let Funko know these figures are breaking? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that in this day and age, you can't call a phone number and talk to somebody in customer service and tell them, I keep buying your product and it keeps breaking. Stand by your product, send me a free figure. Funko, you owe me a free Panthro Savage World Thundercats figure. You had 2 that you sold me and they both broke. And you got a customer service thing set up to where you can't get a hold of you? What in the world's wrong with you people? So I'm 90% happy that they're doing this, but I'm not happy with Funko. Terrible customer service and bad quality control. Shame on you all for that. So I'll repair this with glue. He's got this wooden hammer, and let's hope it doesn't break, Funko. And if it does, it's going to be right here on this video, so everybody will know. This is crappy, and it's really hard to get in. It's really hard to get in. So Funko, if you're going to do this, it's wonderful and all. Okay, you're not going to believe this. Look, snap. Snap! I'm just trying to put it on his hand. And it snaps off? The 2 Panthros broke? What in the world? Look at this. It's not broken, but it pops right off. Funko, I'm glad you're doing these. They're He-Man style, and they go great with my collection. But you're going to lose customers. I cannot imagine how many phone calls you're getting with this kind of crap quality control. So there you go, guys. There's Leatherface with 2 broken weapons now, thanks to Funko's crap quality control. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Should never buy a new product and have this happen twice in a row. I'm going to have to super glue them. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it work, because now, no, you know what? I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back. Ugh. Really makes me angry. Really makes me angry. Ridiculous that you don't make better quality products than this. Absurd. Nothing should be breaking right out of the package. Nothing should be breaking first use. Get your act together, Funko. F-U-N-K-O. Everybody call them. Everybody email their customer service and let them know this is happening. It's absurd. And I'm going to go through the review. Freddy is up. He's got the glove. The glove is removable. Hope it doesn't break. Okay, fortunately it did not. All right. But he's pretty cool. He looks good. He's probably the most, he looks like a vagabond, a guy that would attack you off the side of the road like if he was in He-Man's world or some, medieval fantasy world. Jason, got him today, checked him out real close to make sure he wouldn't break. So glad he didn't. Love the axe, love the machete there. He looks like a great fantasy style figure. He works right in. The hockey mask is a little weird. But another great thing about these, like if you took these guys, you could do some cool customs. You could make some great additions to Hordax, the Evil Horde. I thought about, what's his name? Pinhead. With a few tweaks, he could make an incredible addition to the Evil Horde for Hordak there. He's got the 2 weapons. Those don't stay in his hands very well. These don't hold their weapons that well, and it's scary because the hands are real tight. And when you're trying to get a sword or something in the hands, because of Funko's crap quality control, you're afraid it's going to break. So I'd be careful about that. If anybody knows what this is, I've never seen these movies. It's a golden box that came with Pinhead, and I don't know what that is. So If you guys know what that is, would love to know. If you know anything about Hellraiser or whatever, I will never watch those, but I do like the figure. I do think he's kind of cool. So what I was saying was, especially with Jason, Pinhead, maybe with Leatherface, definitely with Freddy, customizing, putting new heads on them. You can make some really cool fantasy figures that aren't horror themed that work right in with that He-Man line. It would be pretty cool. I guess Michael Myers is the most modern looking one, but he does still have that, you know, medieval feel to him. He's got the butcher knives there. He's got the 2 butcher knives there. And then that's pretty much it. This is the Savage World Funko Horror Icons line. And I like the style, the He-Man style. I like that you can pose them with those figures. I like that He-Man can square off against Jason and punch him into oblivion. So Funko, I'm glad you're doing them, but please take care of your quality control. I'm very excited about the Conan line. Love Conan the Destroyer. Have always wanted figures made, you know, from those films. But now I'm worried, you know, Conan's sword gonna break? Is his hip gonna break? 2 Panthros, 2 days, both with broken legs, right out of the package. Now I got Leatherface with both of his weapons broken when I simply was trying to use the feature, the pop-off hand feature. You guys fail in the area of quality control. You need to up that or you're gonna have a problem. And you also need to get a customer service number where people can actually call you and complain and talk without giving them the runaround and telling them to go to the retailer they bought it out. That's absolutely ridiculous. Stand behind your product, Funko, and get it done.